The first question is,
Okay.
how do I stay true to myself in a world where a lot of young persons are faking it? Did you get the question?
Well, yes. You say, how do I stay true to myself in a world where a lot of young people are faking it? I know it's not easy. It's difficult. I mean, I'm not going to sit on this webinar and say that it's an easy thing. You need to make sure you're doing it is so difficult. It is super, super difficult. But Bolare, when he was talked about having integrity. And I think for me as well, it is very, very important. You need to have strong values in life. You just need to have principles that you live by. Surround yourself with the right people. Chichi, look, peer pressure is so real. And a lot of times when we talk about peer pressure, we think it is just from what we probably see out there, even on social media. But even the people that you surround yourself with can influence you in a very negative way. And so peer pressure is real. People tend to downplay it a lot, but it is so real, and it is killing and destroying a lot of young people. It makes so many people, live very fake lives, because there are people who live certain lives that even their friends are not aware they are fake, because all of them, or for the circle, they are all so fake. Everyone is trying to do something to impress each other, and so they don't even know their real selves. And so for me, I would first of all say that, especially as young people, you need to surround yourself with the right people. Look, peer pressure can be positive as well. There is the negative one. Most times when we talk about peer pressure, we look at the negative side, but there are positive people that you can surround yourself with and be a better person. I have friends, or I would say that in my circle right now, I don't think there's anybody who wants to do anything to impress anybody or want to live a fake life. We have sat down, we do peer review, we talk about what we want to do, what we want to be in the next 5-10 years. And look, when we meet and we are having conversations as young people, we bear it all. We talk about our challenges, we talk about how to move forward. Once in a while, like I said, it's difficult. Once in a while, somebody comes to drop something on the platform that we are and says that, look at what this person is doing. Oh God, I wish I had it. And you're like, my darling, focus. It's not easy, but surround yourself with the right people. Because Chichi, if you have the right people surrounding and supporting you, you will have no business trying to fake anything to anybody in this world, whether on social media, whether in real life. You have no business at all. And Chichi, for what you do, I mean, I have interviewed you before here in Ghana, and I must say that after that interview, we talked about parenting. And a lot of people, I got a lot of feedback saying that this is something that is usually overlooked. Look, and I hope that as you speak with parents, you do your journals, do those things, talk about the effects parenting has on people trying to live fake lives. I would say that, look, if you have a great support system, you will have no business trying to even live a fake life. For instance, when I go out there, when I pick up my phone, I go on social media and I see so much that I wish were mine, or I happen to be in a midst of girls or a group of friends and they are doing so many things I wish it was me, and I say, look, let me do whatever it takes to get what they have. Immediately I come back home, I have a sister, I have a mother who will take no rubbish from you. So the conversations and the fact that I have that system, that support system, puts me back on right track. That, look, you cannot afford to misbehave. So what are you faking? Even if you decide to fake it, you cannot bring it to your mother's house. So where are you going to fake it? Do you understand? It doesn't mean you're going to be on your own outside somewhere and do what you want to do, and then when you come back, no, when you have, there are parents who will not allow certain things from their children, from their work, no matter how old you are. My mom tells me that even at my age, if I misbehave, she'll beat me. She tells me that. So every time it's at the back of my mind that, look, yes, every time it's at the back of my mind that, look, you have a mother who is constantly watching and following what you are doing. So you have no business trying to misbehave. And before, my mom always tells me that the only thing she has with me, the only problem she has with me since I became popular, is that I don't call her as much as I used to, because I'm busy. But nothing has changed. I come home, I cannot do so many things like I used to. I mean, the rules are there and you follow it. Wow. And you cannot do certain things because your mother will not allow it. Wow. Your parents will not allow it. So first of all, as young people, let's surround ourselves with the right people. Peer pressure is real, but it can be positive. It can be very, very, very positive. The negative ones are there. Let's allow people into our circles who will impact our lives positively. I think when you do that, you don't want to fake anything, Chichi, because you see, in a world where everybody has become so materialistic and social media is putting so much pressure on us, the only thing that you want, the one important thing that you want, is to be in the midst of the right people. If you are not, you feel so lost, because anytime you pick up your phone and you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, you are seeing so many things that you have no access to. And imagine if you don't have the right people in your circles too, then what becomes of you? You become so lost, you want to do whatever it is to get and live that kind of lifestyle. Yeah.
Wow, that was apt.
Thank you so much.
And even talking about parenting, I mean, you said it all. If we have parents that are still checkmating their children,
exactly.
I had a conversation with a friend and I said, this generation, the generation, they go out, they get things and they bring it to their homes, and their parents even eat with them. They don't even ask them, where did you get this thing that you bought? Where did you get this clothes that you are wearing? We have young people who just run amok, do whatever they want to do. Nobody is monitoring them. I mean, parents even send them off to go and get monies from strangers. So for you to say this, I think it's like the foundation. The parents can do what they're supposed to do. I mean, it would be amazing. Thank you so much. We have another question.
And quickly, no, Chichi, quickly before you move on to, the next question, I want all the young people who are watching, listening to us, that look, when it is easy to get tempted and to want to measure up, to have a sense of belonging. It is false, and these things don't end up well. It is unfortunate that the people that we tend to look up to, in a way, when they get themselves in the mess, eventually they don't share those ones with us. But if you want a perfect example, I mean, watch Nigerian movies, right? When you watch Nigerian movies, you see those who try to live a certain kind of lifestyle. After some time, you see that everything comes crumbling down. It is so real. I mean, you may think it's a movie, but it is so, so, so real. I mean, there are, some age-old principles and values that remain eternally relevant. Humility, work hard, stay true to yourself. Those things will not take you. You will enjoy it for a certain period of time, and then after, when you cannot live up to that standard again, because you see, a lot of times we raise certain standards for ourselves, and it's so hard staying on top. You know that saying, going up the ladder is it's hard, staying on top is the hardest. So when you decide to live a fake lifestyle, you'll get to a point, probably who is giving you or supplying you with whatever it is won't be there anymore. Now you don't know what to do. So your life starts crumbling down. Look, when I was growing up, lastly, before we move on to the next question, when I was growing up, there was this young lady who I found so pretty. It wasn't just me. In Ghana, she was so pretty. Everybody thought, wow, this girl is so beautiful. And look, she dated all the big boys. I mean, the big boys. Wow. She dated people from musicians, popular musicians from Nigeria, from Ghana, wow, South Africa. She was the ish back then. You know, I saw her last month at a wedding, and I couldn't believe. In fact, all of us at the wedding couldn't believe she was the one. We couldn't believe she was the one. She had changed so much. She looked, you know, she looked like an item that had deteriorated because she was worn out. Yes. And she, you know, I spoke with her, I said, what happened to you? I mean, I used to look at you. I used to look up to you back then until I got my focus right. And she was like, you know, I felt like I had to do everything in this world, but it didn't end me right. So, I mean, yeah, anytime you want to do something, know that it doesn't end the right way. It doesn't. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that's like you gave a full lecture with this one question.
And I think she also touched the second question. Yeah. A lot of people try to be like others because they don't believe in themselves.
Absolutely. So okay. Let me get our co-host, Wale. Are you there? Adewale, to ask the next question.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, right here.
Okay. How are you doing?
Okay. I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Adewale is talking to us from Ibadan, one of the cities in Nigeria.
Oh, nice.
And he is Mr. Teen Nigeria. Yeah, he's Mr. Teen Nigeria. Okay, and he's a lawyer, a law student.
Yeah.
He's 18 years old. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I know Ibadan. I know.
Oh, you know Ibadan, Serwaa?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Okay. Hopefully, I'm going to host you in Nigeria very soon when you come to Nigeria next time.
Yes, I will. Be coming soon when the borders open.
Okay. All right. Yes. So, Wale, you have a question for her. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. The question I have is, how do I overcome my inferiority complex? Did you get that?
Well, yes. You know, and I'll make this one very quick. In life treats everyone differently, okay? We are all very different in our own ways. But I will just say that even as much as life treats us all differently, it is still very possible to believe in yourself, to maintain your dignity, not feel pressured, and not to look down on yourself. There is room and opportunity for development for everybody. You just need to make sure that in your mind, you want to be a better person. You want to develop yourself every time. That's for me. I mean, because you get to a point, I would say that sometimes inferiority complex comes with feeling that you cannot measure up to some people's standards. Okay, you happen to be in a space where everyone probably is doing A, B, C, D for themselves. You haven't gotten there yet, and so you look so much down on yourself. But with development, you can be whatever that you want to be. I, even in my field, and this is very personal to me, in my field, have, you know, at some point felt like, because I only have my undergrad, and I always meet people sometimes, in my colleagues who have their masters, who are doing so many other things, and I'm like, look, Serwaa, why can't you do this? Sometimes when we are in a conversation, I feel so down. I feel like you could do better, even though you maybe whatever you think you are. There are people who are way above you, who are supposed to be your mate. But I said to myself that, look, this year I'm going back to school. I'm going to law school because I've always wanted to be a lawyer. And I'm going to just develop myself, keep getting better. And so everyone, now and again, I'll be taking courses online. You know, I keep reading. I read so much. I read any and everything that I see. Whatever it is, I'll just pick up and I'll read. And so I just felt like with time, it made me a better person. Anytime I meet people who say that I don't have confidence and I feel I'm not good enough, I say that, look, information is power. If you don't know something, I remember I used to have a friend, Chichi, who would tell me that read so that when you get to a certain place, you don't feel lost. And really and truly, you go some places, they're having conversations, and because you haven't read, you are sitting there like excuse my French, like a fool, because you are so lost. You are always, but when you get to places where conversations are being had and it's about fashion, yay, you are the champion and you are talking and you are spewing a lot. But you get somewhere and there's a conversation about, the development of your country, and you are just sitting there, you are like this, and you are on your phone, you are on Instagram. You definitely will feel some way about yourself. You understand? But read. Look, you don't have to read a sign, read any and everything. I am sure, look, when there are people who gather, Chichi, and they have conversations about coronavirus, and you wonder how they learned all of these things, and you'll be sitting there and you'll be so lost in the midst of them. Then you'll be looking down on yourself that, oh God, why didn't my mother take me to the right school? Or why am I not a famous? No, you don't read. Read anything and everything, not pornography, but read. I mean, Chichi puts up a lot of things I see on her WhatsApp status, for instance, and I just read some of them. I read. After I met her, everything she posts on her WhatsApp status, I take a look at it. I take interest because she opened my eyes to parenting and a lot of things that young people go through. So I read any and everything. Look, I read about COVID so much that I read about what is happening with COVID in Nigeria. I read about what is happening with COVID in South Africa. I don't talk about South Africa COVID on my show, but I want to know how America is dealing with COVID. I want to know how Nigeria is dealing with COVID. I was so interested when Ghanaian students were told to write WASI, and I'm like, but Nigeria said they are not writing WASI, so why are we writing WASI? And people in my office be like, why are you concerned about Nigeria? I say, I read. So you are there, you don't know that Nigeria doesn't want to write WASI. Well, but now I know that you've reopened your schools, or you're talking about reopening your schools, right? So read. Arm yourself with knowledge and information. Arm yourself with any information at all that you can. Look, I know we're going to be talking about confidence, but when you have information, you become more important than whoever you think is richer than you, because you walk into certain places that some people cannot walk into. My bosses call me and they want me. Bolare will call me and say, Bolare, the speaker who just came, is my boss. He's my CEO. And he will call me and say, look, Serwaa, I want you to handle this for me. Or every year, when the Queen celebrates her birthday, the High Commission in Ghana organizes a party. And my boss will tell them to call Serwaa to come and host it, because I read about what is happening in the UK. I read about the Queen. Do you understand? And I feel like it sets me apart from a lot of people. So inferiority complex is okay. It's okay for you to, at some point, or every now and again, feel down a bit, but you cannot look down on yourself at all, because that's for the situation. I mean, I wish I was Dangote's daughter, but I am not. So I am not. So what can I do in my own little way to make sure that I am a better version of what I was yesterday? And that's because I learn, I read, I get the right people. I look forward, I look up to the right people. I mean, I was telling you guys, I look at Chichi and a lot of work that she does. Chichi inspires me. Don't look at movie stars and say, this is my role model, or this is my whatever it is, when their goals don't even align with your goals. Their plans in life don't align with your plans. You pick up a phone, you go on Instagram, and you see somebody who is living a very flamboyant lifestyle. You say, this is my role model. This is who I want to be. No, your pastor in your church or an elder in your church, a bank manager in your church can be your role model, especially if their plans or their goals align with yours. But the youth of nowadays, sadly say, with no disrespect to anybody, I'm sure there are people who see me on social media and say, I love how this lady dresses and I want to be like her. Meanwhile, you don't even know the struggles or how I wear. I post things that you like. I post things that make you happy, make you say, this girl is such a fashionista. But you don't know my bad habits. You don't know the things I struggle with every day. I will not come and tell you on Instagram that, look, read and develop yourself and don't look down on yourself. Or you see my pictures and say, God, why can't I afford the things that Serwaa wears? Why can't I afford the things that Serwaa does? Or what Serwaa said, how Serwaa carries herself? No. I also used to feel that way. And I must admit, I used to look at people, Lord, I want to be like them. I want to dress like them. I want to act. I want to have the cars they drive. I want to do this. And I used to look down on myself. But look, I tell you that 90% of the clothes I wear, I don't buy them. I don't pay for them. I don't pay for them. So, I mean, it's just, don't look down on yourself. Just develop yourself and be in your mind. Know that you want to be a better person. That's most important.
Wow. You are loaded. I mean, Serwaa, people look at you were talking and I was laughing. First, I want to say thank you so much. I mean, because I see you always look at my status. I see that. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. But the thing, you just said something. People post what we want. We want people to look at.
Yeah.
But they don't tell them how to do things. I mean, people look at them and say, this lady is so rich. But you've said it's half of what you post, you don't even wear because you are a brand ambassador. But you didn't get
Exactly.
You didn't get here like that. You worked hard to get to a point where people give you clothes.
Yes.
To wear.
Yes.
So
and Chichi, I get a lot of, on Instagram especially, there are so many young people who DM me and immediately they have my attention. So many of them. I get so sad because when they get my attention, they're asking, Serwaa, can I have some of your clothes you don't want to wear again? I get so sad, can I have some of the wigs you don't want to wear? Can I have some of the headband you don't want to wear? It saddens me a lot that if I had the attention of someone that I looked up to, I would ask them how they did it. Can you mentor me? Can you help me? Can you put me on the right track? Yeah. Wow. So please, if you're a young person, you're watching, whoever you are, if there's someone that you love, you look up to, and you DM them, you try to get the attention. For instance, you want to get Bolare's attention. You cannot go and ask Bolare, put me on TV. Or Bolare, I want to wear your clothes. I want to ask Bolare, how did you get to where you are? Can you please mentor me? Can I come and have a conversation with you? Those are the things that, we should be doing and, working towards. If you ask
interestingly, that was what happened when I came to Ghana. I didn't ask him I wanted to be on TV. I said, I want to own a TV station very soon. How did you get here? And that was what made me say, come on, I'll give you 10 minutes of my time. And from there, he said, do you want to be on TV? Do you want Serwaa to enter? I said, are you kidding me? I have been admiring her from Nigeria. And you just said that. I wish a lot of our young people are taking out things from what you're saying. I mean, you blown me away. When I've been following you for a while, but I realized this person has something going on, having that Psalm 3 and, looking at how you dress, I was so sure that this person is a very decent person, but I also believe that people will focus more on the wears, the hair and all that. They don't know that you are content filled. I mean, it's not just the container.
You're beautiful in and out.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I think I'm going to ask the last question. Maybe one.
Just one more question.
I will ask another one. But ask this one.
Okay, we know there's a thin line between self-confidence and arrogance. So, what is the difference between self-confidence and arrogance? Some people, when they get confidence, others think they are proud. Other things they are becoming arrogant. So, how do you become self-confident without
crossing the line?
Pride? Yes, exactly.
Okay. So, I mean, I in simple terms, or ways, I'll just say that, look, a confident person is someone who believes in themselves, believes in their abilities, believes in what they can do. They know their weaknesses as well. They appreciate them. And so they work better or work at being a better version of themselves. Those are confident people. Arrogant people are those who are excessively, excited about them and what they can do. So I, for instance, will say I'm confident. I've had certain instances where I've come out or appeared arrogant. I regret those moments so much. But when I sit on my show on television and I am interviewing a politician, I am confident in my work. So nobody can come and rubbish me and say that, look, you don't know what you're about. But there's a thin line when I move out of the studio or see my colleagues and try to make them feel like a mate. That's arrogance. That's you feeling you are better than any and every other person. But that's wrong. I know that I'm eating a press conference with journalists, and I walk in and everyone says, hey, Serwaa is here. Serwaa is here. And instead of being nice, I know that, hey, because I'm Serwaa, so I'm going to rubbish everybody and anyone who tries to talk to me. No, that's it. I remember we had a meet the press with the president early this year. And in all humility, I think I asked a very good question after I got all these ministers, the president, walking up to me, talking to me, hey, that was good, well done. I have been admiring you from afar. Oh, come on, you can imagine how I felt leaving the presidency that day. I felt so confident. I was like, my confidence level has been boosted.
Yes.
To a different level. I got to my office and everyone is like, oh, and my boss said, look, you guys need to learn from Serwaa. She takes in a lot of feedback. She does this, and that is what has made her a better person. And I have all of these people coming up to me and imagining, I'm like, look, no, you can't come and talk to me. I am not your mate. We are not on the same level. That's arrogant. That's not, that's you not being confident, And I put out a few things about people who are arrogant. There are people who, and there's a very thin line. There are people who think they are confident, but they are arrogant. There are people, so I put down a few points. So there are people who always go out of their way to prove that they are right. They are always talking. They don't listen. They always want people to feel that, yes, it is me. So even when you go somewhere, and look, you enter certain places, Chichi, and there are people who know so much more than you, but their confidence is inside of them, and they are sitting quietly and they are looking at you. But you realize that there are some people, when they enter a certain space, they talk so much, you get tired, and you're like, who is this? Who is this? Why is she saying so much? I meet people, they brag a lot, and I have this, and I do this, and I am this, and I'm that, and I just look at them. And I'll share an experience with you and end this thing. When I started broadcasting, I had a colleague, and he used to read the news with someone, a female colleague of ours. This guy I'm talking about is a guy. So there was a time where his co-anchor wasn't available, so I was asked to sit in. That guy, until that day, I thought was a very confident young man. He knows his business, he knows his thing. And when he was told that you'll be co-hosting the news with me, he said, no, I'm not intelligent enough to sit on the same news program with him. Do you know what? I felt at that moment that this guy is so arrogant. Like, who does he think he is? And true to his words, he said he won't read the news with me. And I took it in my stride. I mean, it was a very painful period for me, but I said to myself I was going to be a better person. Few months down the line, not even up to a year, few months down the line, we were both nominated for Best News Anchor for the year. and he came, he was so sure that he was going to win, you know, and even the posture, when he entered, you know, the conference center, the event place, he was so confident, and he was like, guys, I hope that you are planning a party for me this Monday, because I'm coming home with the award. And his name wasn't mentioned, and I won over him. And
wow,
you know, I could see that he was so pained. I could see that he was so pained. And I just said, look, arrogance takes you nowhere.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's a very thin line between confidence and arrogance. My boss, Bulare, is one confident man, but he is so humble. He is so humble, like he knows his thing, but he will never walk into a room and make all of you sitting there feel like you're useless or you don't know what you're about. He listens. Me, when I come out of the studio, I ask people, how was it? Give me feedback. Do you think there was something I did I could have done better or I shouldn't have done? That is me knowing I'm confident, but I want to be a better person. But me walking out and thinking that, look, yes, it is Serwaa, I have killed it. Your opinion doesn't matter, I can't be bothered. That's arrogance. And I think that as young people, we should strive to be confident but humble, because humility will take you so far. You're looking for a great mentor. You need to be confident, but you need to be humble to want to learn from someone.